Good Monday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with acclaimed actor Steven Weber. He stopped by Conversations Live, the radio show, last week. You probably saw it on Instagram. We're going to have part of that conversation today. Enjoy our program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In international news, Russia presses Donbas offensive as Polish leader visits Kyiv. Russia pressed its offensive in eastern Ukraine on Sunday as Poland's president traveled to Kyiv to support the country's European Union aspirations, becoming the first foreign leader to address the Ukrainian parliament since the start of the war. Lawmakers stood to applaud the president, who thanked them for the honor of speaking where the heart of a free, independent, and democratic Ukraine beats. Poland's president received more applause when he said that to end the conflict, Ukraine did not need to submit to conditions given by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Unfortunately, in Europe, there have also been disturbing voices in recent times demanding that Ukraine yield to Putin's demands, he said. I want to say clearly, only Ukraine has the right to decide about its future. Only Ukraine has the right to decide for itself. The Polish president's visit, his second to Kyiv since April, came as Russian and Ukrainian forces battled along a 342-mile wedge of the country's eastern industrial heartland. After declaring full control of a sprawling seaside steel plant that was the last defensive holdout in the port city of Mariupol, Russia launched artillery and missile attacks in the region known as the Donbas, seeking to expand the territory that Moscow-backed separatists have held since 2014. To bolster its defenses, Ukraine's parliament voted Sunday to extend martial law and the mobilization of armed forces for a third time until August 23rd. Ukrainian President Zelensky has stressed that the 27-member EU should expedite his country's request to join the bloc as soon as possible due to the invasion. Ukraine's potential candidacy is set to be discussed at a Brussels summit in late June. Zelensky said the Polish president's visit represented a historic union between Ukraine, which declared independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, and Poland, which ended communist rule 2 years earlier. In national news, 78,000 pounds of infant formula arrives in U.S. A military plane carrying enough specialty infant formula for more than 500,000 baby bottles arrived Sunday in Indianapolis, the first of several flights expected from Europe aimed at relieving a shortage that has sent parents scrambling to find enough to feed their children. President Joe Biden authorized the use of Air Force planes for the effort, dubbed Operation Fly Formula, because no commercial flights were available. The formula weighed 78,000 pounds. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters aboard Air Force One as Biden flew from South Korea to Japan. The Agricultural Secretary was in Indianapolis to greet the arrival of the first shipment. The flights are intended to provide some incremental relief in the coming days as the government works on a more lasting response to the shortage. The Biden administration has struggled to address the nationwide shortage of formula, particularly hyperallergenic varieties. The crisis follows the closure of the nation's largest domestic manufacturing plant in Michigan in February due to safety issues. Indianapolis was chosen because it is a Nestle distribution hub. The formula will be offloaded into FedEx semi-tractor trailers and taken to a Nestle distribution center about a mile away, where the company will do a standard quality control test before distributing the supplies to hospitals, pharmacies, and doctors' offices, according to an administration official on site. Nestle said that over the past few months, it has worked around the clock to address the formula shortage and help meet demand. In more national news, Biden pushed economic and security aims as he ends South Korea visit. President Joe Biden tended to both business and security interests Sunday as he wrapped up a 3-day trip to South Korea, first showcasing Hyundai's pledge to invest at least $10 billion in the United States and later mingling with troops at a nearby military base. Biden's visit to the base, where thousands of U.S. and South Korean service members monitor the rapidly evolving North Korean nuclear threat, was his final stop before he arrived in Tokyo late on Sunday. Biden emphasized his global mission to strengthen the American economy by convincing foreign companies like Hyundai to launch new operations in the U.S., and he wanted to demonstrate solidarity with nervous Asian allies who live in the shadow of North Korea's nuclear weapons and grew skeptical of U.S. security commitments while President Donald Trump was in office. And finally, in entertainment news, Downton Abbey: A New Era opens with $16 million but Doctor Strange sequel three-peats at number 1. Focus features historical drama sequel Downton Abbey: A New Era opened in second place with $16 million on the lower end of a pre-release projection that's 48% behind 2019's original Downton Abbey. Disney and Marvel Studios' superhero sequel Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness easily maintained first place with a 48% decline to still reign $32 million strong. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's on time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Listen with your heart. You can grow in your relationships as you interact with no expectations or judgments. This provides you a perfect chance to listen to others with an open heart. Listening with your heart means you listen without thinking about what you are going to say next. You take your time to understand the words being said, and you wait for your inner guidance to provide you with the correct response. As you take the time to listen with the wisdom of your heart, you engage fully with others and create space for an open, mature conversation. When you focus on what the other person is saying without judgments or opinions, you listen compassionately with an open heart. Today, really listen when others speak to you as you use your opportunities wisely. And as always, enjoy the day.
We are part of my conversation coming up with actor Steven Weber in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Acclaimed actor Steven Weber joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his career and the hit show Chicago Med. Here's a bit of our conversation.
I mean, you've been able to be a part of so many great projects, both dramas like Chicago Med, but also comedic roles as well. What has that experience been like for you to kind of really show your range as an actor?
It's been it's been very fortunate for me, because it's the type of career that I always wanted to have. When I first started out, I wanted to have something that was varied, and I've been able to do that. It's been fun. It's been fun going back and forth between kind of affable characters and kind of broken, darker characters, and it's been really interesting, an interesting journey.
I love this show, Steven. I do, and I love, I'm one of these people, maybe because of the profession, I'm drawn to the characters that seem to kind of be the bad guys, or at least the antagonists.
Yeah.
It's so interesting for us as a viewer. What has it been like for you to bring the layers of Dr. Archer to life?
Well, first of all, one of the funny things about playing Dr. Archer is that when I run into some medical professionals who have watched the show, they say that that's as accurate a portrayal as they've seen of doctors, especially surgeons, who are a combination of seen it all, done it all, and also they're a bit of a rock star. So there's arrogance there. There's a lot of things. The character itself came to me in a way that I realized I had a connection to it. My father was in a Korea War veteran, and he suffered from PTSD, and I realized that this character had a similar background, similar characteristics, quick to anger, slightly unstable, and searching for balance.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversation Daily News. We'll be back to you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.